out, check out the
Well, guys,
pond.
our pond looks like our culvert stopped up, and the water almost went over the dam. It's going around the secondary spillway on the back pond. So it's still storming out, but we're gonna go see if we can't take a look at the culvert and pull the trash out of it if we can. Yeah, the pond appears underwater.
Almost. Dang. Potatoes still look good.
Yeah, they're all okay. It ain't stopped up.
Wow.
There's that much water.
Look how much water on this side is going through. Wow. We thought the culvert was stopped up, but really it isn't. It's just this full.
Just that much water going in.
It's over our flags here, so
And we're about a foot higher than we should be.
yeah, our flag. Well, I see our flag out in the water here. All right, we gonna end up in the water, but our flag is right there. That's the flag out there in the water. The pier is, I mean, it's to the bottom of the pier. Wow. That was a lot of water came down really, really fast. It's all the way to my tree. I mean, wow. And this is where it comes from the neighbor's property coming down, because we're down lower than them, and it banks all the trash.
Good.
Look,
That's my syrup building thing.
this is our driveway coming in from the house. It all banked up. Danny didn't want it totally washing the corral out. And this pond is totally full. And it went over. He put some rocks in there, but it's hard to see.
We're going to have to go around and look at the rock.
We'll have to go around, but I think they held from the looks. Isn't that gorgeous? Danny's working on my drawer fronts for the canning kitchen. Ah. Here comes the cows. Even in the rain, they're gonna come get their food. Hey, Miss Dolly. Hello, Dolly. She said, where's my food? There's Miss Minnie, Donovan, and look at little Lucy. Wow. A beautiful pond this early in the morning, isn't it? We got to get your stump out, but
Yep, gotta get the stump out.
these rocks are slowing it down so it doesn't wash off.
Yep.
It's awesome.
Everything worked really good.
I love it.
Alright guys, this is where my syrup building's going. It washed so much dirt in on the lower end of it down there that it actually filled it up with water. So this is running into the pond right now.
Made our own little slough, didn't
Yep, we did. We made a huge slough up here.
it? So the syrup mill is right there, and we're going to be running it down, the syrup down to here in the future to cook
but
it.
we got to dig this thing out on the lower end.
Yeah, he's got some more work to do
Yep.
here. All right, it's been about 30 minutes since we were out earlier and it was dark. He's gonna check the cupboard really and see if anything's in there.
Nope, there ain't nothing in it.
So nothing's in the cupboard.
Nope.
It's went down what?
It's going down about a foot.
But the pier is
See?
still,
You can see the drift up
Yeah.
on the bank here. You can see the drift is how high it went.
it went all the way to there, right?
Yeah, it was all the way up to there.
So it's went down that much,
It
but
almost went over that dam.
it went up to the very top of the dam
Went up
according to the
very
drift.
top before it overflowed on the other end.
Wow.
And it's still flooding out behind it.
All right, Danny put some rocks in there, so that's helping hold the ground.
Yeah, the ground didn't wash out.
And it's going all the way into our little
branch that runs behind it here. We cut this branch off, now the water's running back in it. All right, after the massive flood of 2021, looks like the potatoes are doing okay. That's why we put them up on very high beds, as we anticipated this happening this year because of the weather anomalies. The tomatoes all fared well. We anticipated that also. We put the cover down and stuck them and everything ahead of time because we figured this bad system, we kind of had a heads up that it was coming several weeks in advance. So we tried to make provisions for it, and it looks like it's worked out. Well, guys, here's the 4-inch mark. Here's the 4.5 inch. Here's 4 3/4. Here's 5. We like just a little bit making it to 5, so I'm gonna say 4 7/8 of an inch of rain. That is a lot. Wow. And it ain't over yet, so we're gonna pour this out. Well, I'm gonna say I will. There we go. This way we'll tell if we get any more today.
And what time is it?
It is 7 o'clock in the morning.
On what morning? So we know this is Saturday morning.
This is Saturday morning, April the 10th at 7 o'clock in the morning.
And most of our weather came in between 1 and...
Between 1 and now.
Yeah.
So we got like...
Almost 5 inches of rain.
Almost 5 inches of rain in 7 hours.
But the green is gorgeous. Isn't that pretty across there?
Everything is dark, dark green.
Rain always makes it look like that. And then...
Let's go check out the pier. Let's see what happens on the pier.
Everything here looks good. Oh, wow.
Big old frog.
I think it went over the pier. What you think? Look at the trash.
Oh, it did. It went across the top of the pier.
It actually got high enough to go over our pier.
Well, it didn't wash my fishnet stuff off.
But we got a little bit of water because we wouldn't have this debris up on here if we hadn't. So the pier actually went underwater with 5 inches of rain, or nearly 5 inches of rain.
It almost went over the dam, and when it did, it got right level to the top of the pier here and went over it.
Our flag is still that much in the water. So it's going down, but...
It's going down. But the pier held. Even though water got over it, it held. Everybody told me that it wouldn't hold.
And this view here, let's see. We have our Bluebird Lake, don't we, baby?
Yep.
And see on this side, you can see where the flag is still in the water there. Now that side did get underwater too, and the water was going around that side like it's supposed to.
I think I'm going to cut that spillway, extra spillway down just a little bit more.
That
on
end.
the left-hand side over here, so the water doesn't quite get this high up here again, because that was kind of close.
Yeah. But isn't it beautiful? And green. And hopefully our fish didn't go out the end, right?
Yep, that's what we're hoping. The fish didn't go out the spillway.
Bluebird Lake.
Well, we have no leaks in here. That's good.
One of the babies hollering even though you just fed them.
It didn't blow all the mulberries off, but it sure did do a number on them. Look at this here.
This is our mulberries. Not as many as there was, but still there's mulberries, and you found... What does it taste like? A mulberry?
That's my mate. Look at it. Look like you're bleeding.
Oh yeah. I mean, yesterday my hands were red. But it's pretty good. And I mean, look, you can still see.
Sweet.
Not as many as yesterday, but they're still, with all that wind.
Yeah, we had probably 40, 50 mile an hour winds last night.
Still doing awesome.
Yeah, they're, oh, the mulberries are hanging and ripe. Oh my gosh, the ripe ones.
Look at this. Even with that wind, it did not blow them all off. That is,
Yeah.
wow.
Look at that. Ooh,
It's
that
a
baby.
wow moment. And I got some to go in the freeze dryer when this weather's over.
Man,
You like mulberries?
love them.
Wow.
Well, guys, we're stepping inside the high tunnel here, and it looks like everything fared well in here. This is why we tell you, with this weather we got coming, these high tunnels are worth their money. I mean, everything in here looks fine. No problems. Now, they did get some water in here. It did come in here, but we got the ground cover down. We don't have to worry about anything. So,
And we're fixing to have peppers. These things have little peppers on them.
Yep, got little peppers on them, and blackberries. Oh my gosh, we have blackberries like crazy.
You see the peppers?
Look at that.
These were last year's pepper plants.
Yep, I pruned them back.
But look at this.
I
So,
mean, there's a lot of these are the Freedom blackberries. These things are loaded.
so let's go see the other one. So our strawberries here maybe took a beating, but there's strawberries on them. They did okay. They got a lot of rain, so we're gonna have to kind of rinse them off and stand them back up. But the carrots will stand back up, right?
Yep, carrots will all stand back up.
See Danny's little spaghetti squash under there. There's several of them already. We'll flip that plant back over, but overall the spaghetti squash did great. So my Cherokee garden is looking good. Isn't that pretty?
Squashes is all blooming out this morning good.
These are too. Look,
Look at the blooms on everything.
these things are beautiful. We just got to have it where we can open up the inside for
Yep.
pollination today. But look at the tomatoes. Look at this one. This is the Cherokee purple.
Yeah,
They're going to
they're
town.
going crazy.
These
in here.
things are just, they're absolutely beautiful. These are the burgundy things.
The
They're
onions
looking,
are starting to bulb up.
yeah, I noticed some of them are really bulbing really good.
My tomatoes are starting to come on good. I'm happy about that.
Yeah, he's got to transplant some of these. Even though Miss Lippy took a lot of my kale, look how pretty.
Yep.
We still got kale,
Still got kale.
Egyptian onions. All right, Danny's got more tomatoes to set out.
This is the Celebrity Plus. We did not put them out ahead of the rain because we were doing an experiment for the Hall's tool. But look at the Cherokee corn. Look at that.
This is the
Popcorn.
Cherokee long ear popcorn. How tall is it? About 2 foot?
Yeah, getting close to 2 feet
And my petunias,
tall. Well, you can smell them too. They are strong.
beautiful.
Look at the Cherokee yellow wax bean.
They're blooming.
They are blooming. Look at that. Wow.
All over the place. We
They're
got
blooming
blooms. Blooms, blooms, blooms in here. I think this is awesome.
The temperature in here is 60 degrees this morning. Absolutely perfect for growing stuff. Look at this squash.
It is blooming like crazy.
Look at the squash on it.
Look under there. We're gonna have squash before long. The other one's got
The
squash.
other one's got squash all over it. Time to get out the old golden bloom liquid phosphorus.
And the Trail of Tears
Yep, they're starting to come up now.
starting. We've got 3 of those going. Looking
we need
good.
Uh,
The cucumbers are doing, these are the market more. They're starting to put on runners. The other kale, I took some of this out and we had to eat, but it's still beautiful.
Still beautiful.
And onions, but the Cherokee tan is fixing to put on a little runner here, and we're going to start running it up, but it looks awesome too. And the Cherokee lettuce is picking up, it's growing, and the colors are awesome.
All right, guys. We thought we would take you all out this morning with us whenever we went to check out the property after the massive storms that moved through here. looks like we fared pretty well.
I think we were on the tail end of it. We didn't get as much.
We got as much as everybody else got.
I mean, as far as the strong winds, we got some.
But
we didn't have tornadoes.
We had no tornadoes, but I see now the wind has shifted coming out of the north, which tells me that the front has actually beginning to pass. Yeah. So from this point forward, it'll be cooling down.
And rain.
And, well, the rain's going to probably phase out here pretty quick. I looked at the radar. Yeah.
So today isn't going to be a big rain?
It depends on the wraparound. See, the wraparound's what we were worried about. They said we might get some tonight again. So that's why we're doing this video in case we cannot live stream tonight. To let you guys know that we're okay. Everything here fared well. Thank God that we had some heads up on the weather. We made provisions. It was a little expensive to do some of the things we've done, but you know what? It really saved our farm.
And thank you, Weatherman Plus.
Yes, thank you, Mark from Weatherman Plus, for giving us a heads up several weeks in advance on some of the oscillations that was going to take place.
We managed to get some of our road work done. We managed to get some of the pond work done with the rocks
with the giant rocks on the backs of the ponds, and all that's because of Mark. If
we hadn't, Danny would be working for days trying to fix erosion, and so we're really working on erosion here at Deep South now. For years, Danny's just patched and patched and patched and moved dirt, and now the erosion problems are not gone, but limited.
They're very limited now. I don't hardly have any. I don't have any tractor work to do now on the roads because the rocks save the roads. The rocks save the backs of our pond dams and stuff, our spillways.
We don't usually get nearly 5 inches of rain at one time.
Not unless it's hurricane season.
Yeah, and we hadn't even hit hurricane season. So we're trying to alleviate anything before hurricane season. And y'all, it's working. We can go sit and fish some more. We
can, but you know what? But the high tunnels. Well, you saw our gardens up on top of the hill we showed you a while ago. The potatoes did good, and thank you, Mark, for the heads up on the weather, because if you had not, we might not have went ahead and plowed our potatoes up that high. But because we heard that the severe weather was coming, dumping tons of rain, we did that way ahead of time. You know, the tomatoes, we went ahead and put them out. We was a little skeptical, but we said, you know what, we'll do the ground cover with it.
They did good.
And they done fine.
The English peas are okay. Now, Danny planted Cherokee yellow wax beans in the field about 4 days ago. They weren't up, so they're probably packed. They're probably packed
and will have to be redone. Other than that, we have plenty of seed. I'm not worried about it. Yeah. But other than that, we fared really well here on our homestead so far. Because a lot of you's wondering how we fared through all the weather. How does the high tunnels stand up to, well, we had probably 50-mile-an-hour winds. How did they stand up to the winds? They did fine. We hadn't had any problem with them. You know, all I can say is stay with us, because we have some more secrets coming up for the homestead here. I'm not sure exactly when we're going to be able to reveal them, but we've got something that I think that might encourage some people in the future if you raise cattle. So thank you guys from Deep South Homestead.
Bye, guys. Miss Dixie's already found her some water.
Yeah, she's gonna go play in the water.
It's working.
Yep, everything's working. Nothing's washing out. All doing good.
Did really good, and it's washing under it like it's supposed to.
Yeah, looks good.
And this is our new fence. drive? Huh? Do you want to drive? Are you wanting to drive?
Hopefully it's over.
Huh? Let's let Candy drive. Made a shelf in
It
there.
made a shelf in here, which is okay. I'm happy with that.
But now all that seemed to have held.
Yeah, it all held good.
And then this is where it came off the other, and it's just working its way down there.
Yeah, that's our drain into it.
But isn't that pretty? Blueberries. I'm talking loaded with blueberries.
They got a lot of blue. I see Lapahaws. Premiers don't have that many. The Lapahaws is loaded. I mean, you look at all them blueberries.
I mean, we got blueberries everywhere.
The rain is perfect for them.
They're just covered up. Eight o'clock and the water's already down a few inches. You can see the pier. Almost see the flags now. It's back to where it should be. But I mean, it's after 8 o'clock, so it's went back down to its normal. But it did go across this spillway a little.
I mean, that's all there is to it.
But it's doing what it's supposed to.
We just need to follow them in deep.